Bill, you said when we talked to you last that you were still getting a feel for the offense, where it is. Can you give us an update on if you have any more feeling of its identity?
Yeah, I had a pretty good scrimmage the other day in the stadium. I feel like Matt's got a real good grasp of the operation, how it all fits together. And, you know, we're going to be a multiple personnel team. We're going to be a multiple formation team, run, play, action, empty, change of tempo, and hopefully be pretty good situational football. And that's hopefully we're able to put that out on the field on September 1st.
Have any of the receivers kind of separated themselves, or has anyone really stepped up there?
Well, Allen Robinson's clearly had an excellent camp. You know, he's an outside receiver who's made a lot of big plays for us in camp and done some good things. Shawnee's been out a little bit with an ankle injury, but hopefully he'll be back to practice here soon. So haven't seen a whole lot of him lately. And then there's some other guys that have done some good things. There's some younger guys that have stepped up. Trevor Williams had a pretty good camp to this point. So Alex Kenny, Evan Lewis, all these guys have. Christian Kuntz has done some decent things. So it's about, like I said, 6 or 7 guys that I think can play for us this year.
Is there an area of concern right now, being so close to the opener?
Just health. You know, just making sure we stay as healthy as we can and still get good practices. That'd be probably a concern for every football team in America right now. You know, just making sure you're not pounding them too much, and that you know you go to battle on September 1st with your full team. You know, and try to keep them as healthy as possible over the next few days here.
How's the offensive line coming together, and where's Donovan Smith?
Donovan's been back in there, and he's had an excellent few days of practice. Athletic, big, powerful guy. It's good to have him back. Tackle position's very competitive with Adam Gress and Mike Farrell battling it out over there. We've had a really strong camp from Stankiewicz and Urschel, and Diffenbach's really a much improved player from spring practice. So feel pretty good about the offensive line. Again, just health, depth, you know, making sure we stay as healthy as we can there is going to be a big deal for us.
These guys are going to be anxious for a variety of reasons to get out on September 1st.
Me too.
And kind of show the world, right? Do you have to rein any of that in right now? How do you deal with that?
We'll talk about it, but these are college guys that are emotional guys, and then when they get out there for the beginning of the game, they gotta, just like every team on September 1st that is going into their first game, everybody's going to be fairly jacked up, I would assume. So it's just a matter of controlling your emotions and understanding the situation of the game that you're in, and going out and doing the best you can. So we'll talk to them about that as the days ahead come.
Bill, what are you seeing from Daquan Davis and Jordan Lucas, and what makes you think they're going to be ready to contribute immediately if you need them?
Just really good communicators, tough guys, athletic, smart football players, come from good football backgrounds, being very well coached by John Butler. So I just think those guys have a chance to contribute this year.
Is it getting to the point now where you're ready to play a game?
Yeah. I mean, yep.
How about you personally? You said you're looking forward to it. How excited are you to start to get close to this for your first game?
Yeah, I can't wait. We can't wait to play. Yeah. We're probably tired of hitting each other. Tired of 3 staff meetings a day and ready to go play some ball.
Bill, is right tackle competition between Adam and Mike? And is Mike kind of worked himself into that?
Yeah, no question. It's a competition. Mike had a really good summer, obviously, and so did Adam. But Mike's an improved player, and those guys, they'll both play for us. I can tell you that they'll both play for us. But it's definitely a battle for the starting job. No question about it.
Bill, how are you at health-wise at safety? Is Jake all the way back from his hamstring, and what about Malcolm? How's he doing?
Malcolm's doing much better. Jake, I would say, is touch and go right now. It's just a tough deal when you have a hamstring. You got to let it heal, because otherwise it'll just keep nagging at you. So, hopefully Jake will get back in there soon, but right now he's not in there.
Who would be the safety guys then if they could go?
Oh, we're discussing that, Bob. There's a number of candidates there. Obviously you could play Adrian there and have a really good safety in Adrian, and possibly play one of those younger guys at corner or something like that. But we're talking about that. We're gonna we got some time before we actually start the game preparation, which really starts on Monday. So we got a few days here before we have to really settle that in.
Was it on the first day of practice that he hurt the hamstring?
Yeah, it was pretty early. I'm not sure if it was the first day, but it was pretty early.
So can we expect Amos to float between safety and corner?
You can expect Amos to be in any position on defense except for the defensive line. Yep, you got it.
Bill, overall defensively, where are you guys defensively? Coach, people talk about grasping concepts. Are they past that point?
Yeah. They're it's a veteran group, you know, that have played a lot of football. So when you've played a lot, you just have a really good understanding of football. So you're very instinctive, and they've done a really good job of picking up on the schemes, and you know, that's a good group. That front seven there, and I've been around some good front sevens, and that's a really good group of front sevens for college football team. So we expect those guys to play well, and they've played well this preseason. And maybe it's putting pressure on them for me to say that, but I'm sure they would accept the challenge, and I'm sure they feel like they're going to go out there and play well this year.
Feeling any better about the punting situation? Is either guy separating himself?
I wouldn't say I feel great about the punting situation. You know, I think those guys. I think Butterworth's had a better week. You know, he's been more consistent, and they're all great kids. Let's start with that. I mean, it's just just a matter of being more consistent in their punting. You know, I wish he was a little bit more consistent, but it's getting better. And we don't always have to punt. You know, we can go for it.
Bill, how is Garrett Gilliams over there not dressed? And have you kept guys out, some veteran players, or not kept them out, but maybe not used them quite as much to give some younger guys a look in different spots? Or
Definitely. Gary just had a tweaked his quad last night, but he'll be fine. He'll be in there. He'll be all right. He's had a decent camp. Yeah, we try to manage some of those older guys that have had, like a Pete Massaro that's had a knee issue, even a Jordan Hill or Gerald Hodges. We gave him a day off last week. You know, those guys have played a lot of football, and it also gives us a chance to see some of these younger guys play. So instead of watching Gerald Hodges and Jordan Hill kick your butt every day, maybe give somebody else a chance to kick your butt. So that's what we try to do sometimes.
How much have you leaned on guys like Mahdi, Zordich, all those guys to kind of set the tone and bring these guys along?
Yeah, I can't say enough about the leadership of those seniors. You know, the two that you just mentioned, the guys on offense, McGloin and Stankiewicz and Hodges, Stephon Morris, Malcolm Willis. These guys are really good kids. You know, it's been really fun, and it's just been a very rewarding experience to be around these guys, especially these seniors. But you know, the whole team, but especially these seniors.
Does it make you feel good going into battle, knowing that you guys have guys like that? I mean,
hell yeah, right? Yeah, make you feel good too. If you had those guys going into battle with them, there's no doubt. It makes you feel good to go to battle with these guys. Yep.
When you've talked about your true freshman, this camp you haven't mentioned Jesse James. Do you just forget that he's a true freshman because he's been here since January? How's he looking?
That's a good point, guy. Yeah, he's had 15 spring practices. He's a little bit ahead of the freshman. He had a big play yesterday in practice on a pass route and broke it into the clear for about a 50-yard gain. So he's done some good things. I'd say his blocking's got to get better. Just like with most young guys, you know, that play in the line of scrimmage, sometimes the strength and the speed of the game there is a little bit hard for him initially, and he's still coming with that. But he's obviously got a huge future for us.
Coach, how do you feel about all this transparency, even though you're talking to us a lot this summer?
I mean, I just think it's important for for people outside to see what's going on here. I mean, we've got a beautiful football facility. We've got great fields. Got a really good staff, got a great bunch of kids. The problem is you guys got to talk to me every day. I mean, maybe you talk to some of the other guys sometimes, but we feel like it'll help us in recruiting. It'll help us in the community, just to make sure that people understand what we're all about. So, you know, once game week rolls around, I don't think we'll be having, 5 press conferences a week, but I think right now, I think it's pretty good to have you guys in here.
Has office availability been your idea?
Yes.
And what are some of the more difficult things that you faced just going from an assistant to a head coach?
Yeah, just all the different things that come across your desk, you know, whether it's an individual player's problem or, injury reports or, thinking about practice schedules from the whole scheme of things, special teams. You don't, as an offensive coordinator in the National Football League, you're not involved in special teams. So there's just been a ton of things that are different, and you just try to organize your time and get in here early and make sure that you're working a lot. And the only way to attack it is through hard work. That's hard work and organization is, to me, the way you get better and better at it.
Do you kind of have to do things through like a bigger picture kind of approach almost as a head coach?
Yeah, there's no question you have to see the whole picture. You can't just concentrate on one side of the ball and understand what's going on with the staff, with the players, with the community, with you guys, you know. And so I think it's definitely much bigger picture than it is when you're an assistant.
Bill, what's early for you?
Sometimes it depends on. I try to help my wife, at home a little bit with the morning stuff, especially with Jack. So, but sometimes it's 5 a.m., sometimes it's 6. But it's in between there.
How's Belton looking?
Looks good. He looks good. I think he was a little bit under the weather, sick the other day, but he'll be back out here today, and he's looked good. He's got good feet. He's a good kid. He catches the ball really well out of the back. That's what I really like about him, that he can release into the defense and be a tough matchup for linebackers.
Is he at a point where he can make 20-25 carries?
Yeah, he can carry about 25. Yeah, I think so. We've got other backs there too. Derek Day has had a good camp. Akil Lynch, our freshman, has had a good camp. Curtis Dukes over the last 2 days has really improved. Winak's a really tough kid, tough runner. And then Zordich at fullbacks had one of the best camps of anybody out here. Special teams lines on our fullback. So we got a pretty good group there.
Is any one of those guys established himself as number 2 or taking the leading that?
I would say that right now Derek Day is number 2.
Bill, how about the guys in defensive tackle behind Bill and Joe? How are they developing?
Yeah, I mean, without getting into all the names, there's a lot of guys there. There'll be guys that can play there, no question about it. But Bill and Jones are definitely the 2 starters, and they've had good camps, really good camps.
Hey, Bill, is there a point where you guys go over game day logistics, where the staff is, how you come in, halftime, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, we do. We've done that 6 times already this preseason. Yeah. Now you have to have a bunch of dress rehearsals before you actually. Yeah, we've done 3 in the stadium and 3 here on the practice field. With headsets or game management situations. What are we going to talk about at halftime? Here are the things we got to get done. Here are our openers on offense for the second half. I mean, we've communication. Who's giving me the down and distance? Who's giving me the hash mark? Who's telling Ted? Down and distance, hash, all those things. So you can't just start that on game day, or you'll be in a boatload of trouble. So we've done that in the spring. We did it in the blue-white game. Yeah. We did it twice, I think, in the spring. We've done it about, I think, 5 or 6 times this summer. Yeah.
Do you even do anything with the music and things like that? Do you say with that?
Yeah, we just whenever we haven't done it enough. Because it's our first game's a home game. Although I expect it'll be loud. But we got to do it more over the next couple weeks here, is to jack the music up and play in the noise. So we've done that a couple times. We got to get caught up on that.
Can you talk a little bit about just your approach, how you've gone about installing the offense, and do you step it up like in the last 10 days, or is it pretty much?
You really try to. The philosophy that I've always believed in and that I've always been a part of is you try to put it all in early. Get it all in and then kind of see what sticks. We're not really good at this. This protection's not going to be real good for us. This one's a little bit better. Boy, this is a good way to get this guy in the passing game. This isn't as good. So you put it all in early, and then you kind of scale back as you go, as you get ready for the game. Because going into a game, you really only want to have. You can only practice about 70 total plays for a game. You got red area, 3rd down, goal line, 1st and 2nd down, 2-minute. 4-minute, backed up, all the different situations. So you try to scale it back and do the things that your guys are doing the best.
Are you happy with what's stuck so far for
these
guys?
I am. I think these guys are much improved since the spring. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement. I don't think we're going to be this, unbelievable 2007 New England Patriots offense, but I think we'll be competitive.
You started watching Ohio film yet? Have you guys talked about them at all? Or are you so focused on evaluating the
I've been watching Ohio since the day I got the job. No, we've got first 3 scouting reports done for the first 3 games, and we've discussed the first 3 opponents, and then obviously Ohio probably discussed them the most, and they're a heck of a football team with a great head coach and Frank Solich, and it's going to be a very, very tough opener. Very tough opener.
2 more.
Bill, how has Paul Jones developed? You talked how Matt has handled the offense well. Where's Paul in that?
I think Paul's doing okay. You know, I think Paul needs to pick it up and do better. He's a great kid. I really enjoy coaching him. He's got to play more consistent. Got to make better decisions, and the freshman Stephen Bench has come in here and done pretty well. So that's a good competition there. But Paul's shown flashes at times of doing pretty well, and then other times of not doing so well. And I think if he can just play more consistent, he'll be the player that he wants to be.
You have an injury update on Ryan Kaiser?
He's fine.
Has he back practice?
Yeah, he's been back.
Okay.
Thanks. Good. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, okay.
Hey, Coach.